everyone, welcome to the computer class. Today we are going to start chapter 6 Java statements. The objectives of my today's topic are: you will learn input statements, input using BufferedReader class, input using scanner class, conditions, relational operators, logical operators and conditional statements. Before starting, let's discuss some key terms. Number 1. Statements. Syntactically complete instructions that perform a specific task. It means meaningful set of instructions that perform some work. Number 2. Program. A set of instructions that perform a specific task. And these instructions are given to the computer. Number 3. Condition. A statement that helps in decision making. Number 4. Relational operators. Operators that show relation between two values, means they are used for comparison. Number 5. Logical operators. Operators that work on Boolean values and return a Boolean result. They work on relational expressions. Now we will discuss all these terms in detail. Students, please open your book at page number 136. Our first topic is input statements. Today we will learn input by two methods. Number 1, BufferedReader class. Number 2, scanner class. Now let us discuss these statements practically. Students, for using BufferedReader class in a program, you have to import the package java.io. IO means input output. So our first line of the program is import java.io.start. Then I have created a class named buffer. Then public static void main throws IO exception. Throws IO exception means if any warning is thrown by Java compiler, then it will be displayed. Now for using BufferedReader class, we have to use these two statements in our program. These are InputStreamReader, where InputStreamReader is a class. In is an object of InputStreamReader is equals to new InputStreamReader in bracket system.in. System means your computer and in means that from where I am going to enter the input, that is the keyboard. So the input that you will enter from the keyboard will go to InputStreamReader class. Then next line, BufferedReader BR is equals to new BufferedReader in. Now BufferedReader is also a class which acts as a buffer. Buffer means a small space in a computer memory used to hold any value. And in that class I have passed an object of InputStreamReader. Now I have declared two variables, int a and double b, where int means integer and double. Int and double both are the data types. Then a is equals to integer dot parseInt. Students, here we have used a function parseInt. ParseInt means to convert the string data type into the integer data type. Because whatever you write in your Java program, by default it is of string data type. So in BufferedReader we have to use parse function. So we have used integer.parseInt and in bracket I have passed br.readLine. BR means whatever the object of BufferedReader, dot readLine is the function to read the particular data. Similarly, for double I have written b is equals to double dot parse double br dot readLine. Then if I want to write float, I will write float dot parse float br dot read line. Now students, notice here that integer I is capital and double D is capital. These both are wrapper classes. We have done it earlier that wrapper classes are used to store the primitive data types like int, double, float, char. Now, next I want to print the value of A. So, I have written system.out.println the value of A is plus A and system.out.println the value of B is plus B. These both statements will show me the value of A and B. Now, let's compile our program. Our program is compiled. Now I will minimize the screen, then right click over here and click on void main. It will not show me any value because I haven't input the value of A and B. Now let's suppose I put the value of A is equals to 10, then I press enter key and B is equals to 15. Then again I press enter key. So my answer is the value of A is 10 and the value of B is 15.0. Why 15.0? Because it is of double data type. So in this way we have used the buffer reader class. So this class is used to accept the input from the user. Our next class is scanner class. This class is also used to accept the input from the user. For this, I have to use the package java.util.star. So I've used the statement import java.util.star. Now my class is public class scan. Then public static void main. Now scanner class is also used for accepting the input, but it does not store it anywhere. Like in buffer reader class, input is stored in a buffer. In scanner class, it is scanned directly when the value is entered from the keyboard. For using the scanner class, I have declared a class called scanner. Then I have created its object name sc is equals to new scanner, and in bracket I have written system.in as we are going to accept the value from the keyboard. Again I have declared two variables int a double b. A is of integer type and b is of double type. Now in scanner class we are having the functions next int, next double, next float, next for the various data types. For integer a we will write sc dot next int. For double b we will write sc dot next double, where sc is the scanner object. Note, after next, int and double, first letter must be capital. So, with both these statements, we can accept the value of A and B from the user. Now, we will print the value of A and B. System.out.println the value of A is plus A. System.out.println the value of B is plus B. Now I will compile my program. See, there is no syntax error. Then I will minimize my screen. Right click over here and then I will click on void main. In void main, my terminal window will appear. I will type the value like 10, enter, then 15, enter. So the answer is the value of A is 10, the value of B is 15.0. Students, please note that in both the cases, in buffer reader case and by using the scanner class, in both the cases my answer is same and we are accepting the value from the user. So buffer reader and scanner class are used when we want to input the value from the user. Now our next topic is relational operators at page number 138. As I told you earlier, relational operators are used to compare two values. There are 6 relational operators. Number 1, greater than. Let's suppose Q is equals to 25, T is equals to 55. If I write Q greater than T, it will return false. Number 2, less than. Let's suppose Q is equals to 36, T is equals to 82. Q is less than T, the answer is true. Number 3, greater than equal to. In this case, it will check both the values, greater than and is equals to. So, if Q is equals to 16, T is equals to 34. Q greater than is equals to T, the answer is false as Q is not greater than T. Next, less than equal to. Q is equals to 24, T is equals to 24. Q is less than is equals to T, the answer is true. Why? Because Q is equals to T. Fifth is comparison of equality. Equality means both the values must be same. Q is equals to 25, T is equals to 55. Is Q double is equals to T? The answer is false. And our last relational operator is comparison of inequality. This is not is equals to. Q is equals to 25, T is equals to 55. Q is not equals to T, the answer is true. Next topic is logical operators. Logical operators are of 3 types: logical not, logical and, logical or. Logical not is used true when condition is false. Means if P is equals to 45, not P double is equals to 45, the answer is false. Next is and. It gives true when all the conditions are true. P is equals to 45, R is equals to 70. P is greater than 10. Is 45 greater than 10? Yes. And R is less than 10. Is 70 less than 10? No. Means this condition is true and this condition is false. So if one is true and other is false, the answer is false. We have done it earlier. And the last logical operator is or. It gives true when any one of the condition is true. If P is equals to 45, R is equals to 70. So P is greater than 10, true. R is less than 10, false. But here it is with symbol or. So any one condition is true, the answer is true. Our next topic is conditional statements. In Java, there are 3 conditional statements: if-else, switch case, ternary operator. If-else. This statement can be applied in 3 ways: if, if-else, if-else-if. Number 2, switch case, and number 3 is ternary operator. Now we will discuss these statements in detail. First is if statement. Its syntax is if, condition, then block of statements. Let's do its practical in Puget. Now here I am going to create a class to show you how if statement works. So for creating a class, right click, new class, then I will type my class name. Let's suppose if demo, and then OK. Double click on the class name. Then I will type my program, public class if demo, that is my class name, then public static void main, and in bracket I am going to take the value of a, that is like int a. Then here I am going to type my if condition. If a is greater than 0, then bracket start system dot out dot println a is positive. Then I close the bracket. Then I put this curly brace, then one more, and then at the end my class is finished. Now here it will check whether a is greater than 0 for the value of a that I will input at runtime. According to this condition, it will display the result. Now I will compile my program. Class compile, then minimize it. Right click over here, void main. Then I am going to give any value. Let's suppose I have given 10. Then OK. So my answer is A is positive because my condition is true. Now if I give another value for A, let's suppose -10, and click on OK, it will not show me any result. Why? Because according to the condition, if a is greater than 0, then only this block of code has to be executed. So this is the use of if statement. Our next statement is if else statement. Its syntax is if condition block of statements else block of statements. Now if the condition is true, then this block of statements will be executed. If this condition is false, then this block of statements will be executed. This statement is used when we are having two different alternatives for execution. Let's understand it practically on Vue.js. For that, I am going to make the changes in the same program, if else demo. Previously, we have written the if block. Now, I am going to write else block. Else system dot out dot println. What it will print? A is negative, because if a is not positive, means my condition becomes false, then it will print a is negative. Now I will compile my program. No syntax error. Minimize it and we will see our result. Right click, void main. I am going to give the value -20. And my answer is A is negative because -20 is less than 0. Now, our next topic is if else if statement. This statement is used when we have to check multiple conditions. Its syntax is if condition 1 block of statement, else if condition 2 block of statements, else block of statements. If none of the condition is true, then this else block is executed. Now I have created here a class named if else if demo to demonstrate you the working of if else if statement. Here I have taken a variable a with data type int. My first condition is if a double is equals to 1, then system.out.println hi. Else if a double is equals to 2, Then system.out.println hello. And if both my conditions are false, then it will print system.out.println by. Now compile this program, minimize the screen, right click over here and enter the value of A. If I enter the value A is equals to 3 and press enter, the answer is 5. Why? Because none of my condition matches the value of A. So that's why this else block is executed. So today we have learned the different input statements and the different conditions like relational operators, logical operators and conditional statements. Do practice the related programs on Vue.js. Thank you.